Black.
Jasmine Jasovizzi is here. Don't forget to tap into the Darce podcast.
The Darce choke is a submission executed from the front headlock position. It involves encircling the opponent's neck with the crook of one's arm, while the other arm wraps around the opponent's arm, applying pressure, leading to a tap or unconsciousness.
Tap into the Darce podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live with a special guest joining us this week for the Darce podcast. I'm joined with my guy, Mr. Plus Money, and filling in for Slick Montana, we got the rabbi himself pulling out self-heel hooks and jiu-jitsu. No one's ever brought grappling to the intro. It's the Jewish Bettor, my guy. Of course, we got Cal on the ones and twos, and we got a great show for you guys this week. UFC Vegas 105, not the biggest card, but we love these sneaky little underdog cards. Mr. Plus is drinking, and hey, man, he should be, because celebrate UFC Mexico cleaned up on the podcast. The Plus Bus hits, the Darce Parlay hits, the Slick Report and the Brasco Breakdown hit. At least Emmer is part of it. And man, Melky Costa, Dog of the Week. So great week, great recap. And I'm super hyped to have Jewish Bettor here joining the show this week. My guy, what's going on, bro? How we feeling for this week?
L'chaim, bro. I like this card actually a little bit. I was a little bit skeptical about the last one. The crew cleaned up on that one. I think there's some better spots here for me. I think there's some interesting matchups on this one. So I appreciate you having me on, bro. Longtime fan of the show. So let's get these shekels, as we say.
My guy, he's got his own podcast, Matza Money, covering the MMA world and bets as always. Slick is not here. Robbie Aguirre in the chat looking for him. He's got his own things to deal with, but of course we got a great sub, and of course Mr. Plus doing the work with the parlay bust last week. I got a lot of plus money on this card that I'm looking at. So here we go, fellas. My boys, I'm leading off. It's time for the Brasco Breakdown.
Brasco's Breakdown. Brasco's Breakdown.
And I see you guys in the chat. What's going on, Scott? What's going on, Gippers? You guys are watching some PFL. We're breaking down UFC. Plus is watching PFL in the background. But let me get into my breakdown this week. And you may have seen it. My guy Cal already made me a sweet birthday reel. My dog that I love is Cortavius Romeus. I gave him out to my subscribers plus 140. I see him around plus 115 now. I think that's a little more fair, but I just think he gets a style of matchup that benefits him so much more. He's been a way big inflated betting favor early on. He had some hype because he's one of these big physique muscular dudes, right? He's got some nasty armbar highlight wins, but the full completion of his MMA game is not there. He's a very unrefined striker. He can jump for things that aren't quite there. So we saw him win on Contender Series, but he didn't fight like a minus 450 favorite. He fought kind of a crafty veteran. It was a good competitive fight. And then he's a favorite against Gaston Bolanos in his debut. He just can't deal with strikers yet. His striking is not there. Anyone who can defend takedowns is going to be in trouble with, I think. This guy, Chang Ho Lee, road to UFC guy, clinch heavy. He wants to knee you in the clinch, muck it up, make it dirty. I just think that invites a fight that Romeus' style can play to a lot more. So if they grapple, if he ends up on top, hit him with that nasty physical ground and pound, maybe an arm bar's there this time. Maybe a sub is there. Hopefully he's learned a little bit from his mistakes. And I think this is a fair price tag. You want to bet him as a dog, not a huge favorite. Still learning on the job. He's got some UFC experience. Give me Cortavius Romeus to prove the doubters and show he's got something here. And he's got something to build on. Mr. Plus, I know you're a big Contender Series guy. What do you think of Romeus and his come up? You think he's a good spot here?
Yeah, I mean, I think this is a good spot for Cortavius right here. Chang Ho Lee, I mean, he only has the experience from the road to UFC. I just think that's a way different caliber than guys that are actually in the UFC or came through Contender Series. So that's just me. We saw a split decision win over Long Xiao. That was a good win. However, I could have went the other way. However, they both looked good. They both looked good. They both looked like they should have been there. It was a final for the road to UFC. I understand it. However, Cortavius has way more of a stock ceiling, and I got to go with a guy who's got more, who's more of a UFC type of fan favorite kind of guy. This guy's exciting to watch. I like Cortavius, although he lost that last fight to Gaston Bolanos. It didn't look bad. It looked okay until it didn't. I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt to when fights go the distance. It's got to be Cortavius, because if you look at both of these guys' track records, Holy's either knocking dudes out on the road to UFC, or it's a decision L or a decision win. I got to go with the guy who gets more decision wins. Give me Romeus. Brasco, I like where your head's at.
Let's go. I like it. Nicholas Frey's in the comments. He said Romeus' fight IQ is poor. He could get caught in a gilly. He's not wrong. He's jumped some subs that aren't there. And Jewish Bettor, we were chatting earlier in the week. You're a submission guy, grappling guy that can kind of see when those guys make the rookie mistakes. And I like your insight always there. So what do you think about Romeus? Is he going to make those same mistakes, or can he learn from them in a matchup like this?
Man, it's like, can you really trust him not to make those mistakes if that's what he's done in the octagon? Yeah, but like obviously you're still getting a plus money tag on him. You got him at plus 140. He's plus 115 now. I think, when we talk about road to UFC, maybe it's not so much the level of competition, right? But the physicality, like who is he going up against that has knockout power? I just think it's these tiny, frail guys that don't really have punching power, in my opinion. And vice versa. Like if he's finishing these guys, like what is their real record? I don't know if he's just going to go out there and finish Romeus, who I think has a big athleticism advantage here. I think, like you said, he has some upside with the subs. Even if he doesn't get them, these good attempts could use them possibly to get up back to the feet. So I see Romeus here as a live underdog. I think plus 140 was a great number. I think this is a more winnable fight for him. And like you said, you're not betting him as a minus 200 favorite here in this spot, which he's kind of shit the bet as that before. Like I said, I think this is a more winnable fight. So, yeah, I'm going with Romeus here, too. I think he could get the finish maybe even in rounds 1 or 2.
Oh, I like it, boys. All right, support behind me for this one. And Nicholas also said in his comment, Chang could definitely get peace. Could be fight of the night. I could see it, man. He can push a pace. He's got those body knees, but Romeus got the 12-pack, man. I think he could take the knees and all his best shots. And I like a point that Mr. Plus brought up, too. Someone judge scored a 10-8 round for Bolaños in that. That's a generous 10-8. I mean, damn, I've seen way more brutal 10-9. So it's not as bad as it looked. I like what Mr. Plus said there. We're going Romeus, undervalued dog here. I like it, fellas. All right, next up, we got a few fights to talk about because we're combining them together and we're jumping all aboard the Mr. Plus Parlay Bus.
Mr. Plus, Parlay Bus, bet it all in trust. Jabs and hooks, it's all about the rush. Put it down on the underdog, never hush. Odds stack high, feel the thrill, that's a must. And I'll see you when that shit cashes.
Oh, he's muted. Oh, man.
Buckle the fuck up. It's about to be a bumpy ride. I'm Litskis. We're drinking. And I'm going to be honest, I had a way better play put together. 3-legger that wouldn't lose until the Kennedy versus Boudet fight got canceled. And now, listen, I know that my boy Jewish Bettor's on Martin Boudet, but that was going to be an easy win for Kennedy in Nzechukwu with the fast hands, moving up the heavyweight. Bro, he's a problem in heavyweight because a lot of guys can't take him down. However, let's move on to this week's Mr. Plus Parlay Bus. We're limited on time. Let me go fast. I'm going Luis Gurriel against O'Day Osborne, and I'm really just fading O'Day. O'Day's on his way. O'Day out the fucking door. Dana White's about to fire you, dog. It ain't happening, bro. Get rid of that Yuri fucking headpiece. Shave your head. Show us you're a badass. Stick out your tongue at the fucking face-to-face off. Do something that's going to get us excited because nothing this guy's doing is exciting. He's a fucking decision fighter. And when he's not a decision fighter, he's losing inside the distance. And that's exactly what I think is going to happen this week against Luis Gurriel. And this guy on the fucking Contender Series won a split decision, but looked like an animal against Nick Piccacini. I remember betting against Nicholas, who I like. He's like a Jersey or Northeast guy, like the kid, Philly guy, whatever. But I went with Luis, and this guy is just a dog, and he's going to beat the fuck out of Double O, and I think Double O's out of the building. Second leg of the parlay bus, and this should be a rather easy one for me. We're going with Torres Finney, Why? Because Robert Valentin couldn't even defend takedowns against Ryan Loder. You think he's going to be able to defend takedowns against Torres Finney, a guy who has the same fucking reach as a fucking 7,000-foot person? This guy has a reach like Wilt Chamberlain, bro, and he's fucking 5'8". He will wrap his arms around you like a fucking orangutan, and it is over. He's going to take you down. He's going to wear you out, and although his gas tank was challenged in one of those Contender Series fights, the other two he looked fine and just okay. The knockout, the submission, he just gets better and better. We got to get Jewish Bettor back. Speaking of better, leg number 2, Torres Finney, easy money. Make sure you guys take him this week. This dude's on the absolute come up, and he's going to be a star. He's just built like a fucking running back that rushes for 2,000 yards. Last leg of the parlay bus. And again, we had to switch it up because we couldn't take Kennedy. This is the easiest leg. Give me Joe Anderson, Brito. Yeah, there's some people that are like, I like Pat Sabatini. I like Pat Sabatini. No, bro. No. Brito's going to defend the takedowns. And if they're on the feet, it's a fucking problem. Left hook, right hook, uppercut, body shots. Joe Anderson, Brito can do it all. Not to mention, if he does get on his back and Pat Sabatini decides to take him down, this guy's got slick jiu-jitsu. He can maybe fucking lock you up. Arm triangle. Bro, they're excuse me, arm triangle. I'm a dumb. See, that's why I'm drinking, boys. I'm talking about regular, help me out, guys. Help me out.
I'm trying, but I don't know what you're going for.
Triangle off the back.
There you
go. Arm bar, triangle off the back. That's
sure.
exactly what I meant. Oh, I got it right here. Yeah, you know what I mean. Arm bar, triangle off the back. This guy can do it all. And I don't think Pat Sabatini has it anymore. I think he's washed. I think it's over. I think it's time for Joe Anderson Brito to mend that loss against William Gomis split decision, which I thought he won. And it is time to continue the rise to the top of the division. And after he wins, I'll see you when that shit cashes.
There you have it, sir. Mr. Plus Parlay Bus, lit as ever, drunk driving, but he's cashed him before. Plus 162 for the DDer here. All right, let's go over the legs. Let's make it quick because we got to run through the show. I know Cal's got here and Jewish Bettor's got another show too. So here we go. First leg, Torres Finney. I mean, he said it. Guy's built like a bowling ball. He's got a 75-inch reach, and he's facing a guy, Jewish Bettor, that has terrible grappling defense. We saw it exposed. Do you think it's just wraps for him against a wrestler once again?
It could be. Like, he definitely is probably going to take him down at some point in the fight. But this guy, Valentin, he's just a wild fella. Like, I remember coming off the Ultimate Fighter, but that was probably the worst season of the Ultimate Fighter ever. Just absolute basura. So, I don't know, man. He probably gets it done. I'll rock with Torres Finney here.
Yo, I told you, I think the only person on this side of the earth that watched this season. It was bad, but he was the most exciting guy. He was kind of like Yuri vibes, and he was finishing people with weird strikes, and then he fought one decent grappler, and he got ragdolled. So can't take him against a wrestler. No way. Luis Gurul, I like what Plus said about him. Guy's just a dog, man. He's a training partner of Brandon Royval, and Royval had a lot of great things to say about him. It turned out to be true because he was facing a guy in Piccinini who was making a second stint at a Contender Series. And he fought as tough as he could, man. He brought the fight to him, but wherever it went, Gurul seemed super poised, whether they were grappling, he was defending, he was going back on the off. He just had like a really good tempo to the fight. And I liked wherever it went, he never seemed overwhelmed in his first fight. So I think you can only build on that from here. And yeah, O'Day can't defend anyone who can grapple. Just his wrestling defense has been exposed. So take him down. He controls his fight. What do you think, Jewish Bettor?
Yeah, I'll be talking about this one later, I believe, because I just think he gets the job done. Simple as that. Could he get hurt here in the beginning? It's very possible. I think, Odie's a little bit tricky. He's got a big reach advantage in the beginning, but I think he's going to be able to eat those shots. He might even get dropped, but Odie at some point or another, he's just going to capitulate, I think. And I think, this guy, it's something like, the reason I was on Martin Boudet, like, I agree with you, Plus. I think the guy was going to probably lose the fight. But I just cannot trust a guy like Kenny Njoku, who I've seen in the ring question his own ability to even want to be in there. And that's how I feel about Ode Osborne. He gives me quitter vibes, and I think Luis Gurul is going to finish him, bro.
Capitulate. Cease to resist an opponent. Surrender.
Quitter
Wow.
vibes. Quitter vibes is crazy. That's got to be like a new, bro. You got to fucking, you got to brand that shit, bro. Quitter
Trademark,
vibes.
bro.
The word of the day is capitulate. Beautifully said. I love it, man.
You know what? And
Sorry,
if you-
Brasco. I'm smoking on the show. Usually we don't smoke on the show. Slick's not here, so I don't think this will ever get aired on CBS or anything. So,
Fire away, bro.
bro. But
This-
last thing I'll say is if you're going up against the great New York State wrestler Nick Piccinini and you're able to get up from that guy's takedowns time and time again, you are
That
going
was
to find
crazy.
a way to
Yeah.
break. You are going to find a way to break Ode freaking Osborne, the math teacher.
Yeah, dude.
The math teacher.
Piccinini brought a pace, man, and Gurul didn't flinch. He didn't flinch. So
The
he brings
math
that kind of
teacher-
fight to Ode, it's raps.
Yeah,
bro,
he
he ain't
used
a math teacher. He's the hair braider. This motherfucker braids his own hair.
Here we go, fellas. All right, man. We got the plus. Oh, and there's one more, but we'll save it because I want Jewish Bettor to have his retort later. We talked about Brito. He's really high on Brito, savage power, ability to reverse and BJJ, but he's imitating Sabatini batters. He might be imitating me and you, bro. That shit was funny, man. We'll have you talk about that one later. For now, get your dreidel spinning. Get them spinning, boys, because we got the Matzo Money Play of the Week.
The online MMA community has been waiting for him to get his own show for some time now. We know he knows his numbers. I said it. In MMA, his track record speaks for itself. Every week, the Jewish Bettor, aka MMA Line Mover, brings you Matzo Money.
What a fire intro from Cal. You got to love it, man.
What?
Jewish Bettor, take it away, bro. It's all you.
the guest getting his own intro. What show? Oh my Lord. Well, thank you guys. I'm honored, and hopefully I could be the first inaugural Matzo Money Cash on the show. I'm going with Dione Barbosa under 2.5. It's not going to take more than 12 and a half minutes to finish Diana Belbita. I think she wins this fight however she wants. It's not often you see a women's fight that has a minus 130 price tag on the under 2.5, and I think it's for a reason. She's just better on the ground, and if you're getting finished by Molly McCann, Dione Barbosa is going to finish you as well. Easy
work. In and out like a fiddler's elbow, as they say. And I love it, man. When you see a minus 130 tag, like he said on a women's MMA fight for the under, alarm bells. Barbosa inside the distance plus is minus 175. Bro, I'm looking at the knockout plus 650 for Barbosa. I think Belbita's out the door. She's already talking about this is her last fight. We fade guys that are 1 foot out the door. Maybe takes mount. Maybe says, hey, I got a lot of subs on my record. Maybe I get me a KO with just some mount unanswered strikes. What do you think, Plus? Am I maybe onto it?
Listen, I'm not high on women's MMA unless it's our girl, Triple J, Double J, Jasmine Judavicius. And I'm going to tell you right now, I am tailing the Jewish Bettor. This fight's over inside the distance. It's going to happen within 2 rounds. You ain't even going to have to sweat this one out. This is going to be easy money.
I think round 1 is live. I think Barbosa round 1 is live. So I think you're all over it. We're loving the Matzo Money Play of the Week. The under 2.5 in Dione Barbosa versus Diana Belbita. I love it, man. Easy work.
Let's go.
All right, man. Well, we're all coming together now. By the way, my boy Slick Montana in the comments, in the live chat. You guys have any questions for him or any of us? Fire away in the chat. I see you guys putting out your own picks and your thoughts.
Philly in the game, and you know we on time. Slick reports coming, ain't never gonna stop. MMA captains with the knowledge and the flow. From the East Coast, getting that paper like a Philly bankroll. Rocking every fight.
Okay, still got the intro, Slick. Fire away in the comments with whatever you like, Slick, and we'll tail. But for now, we got Jewish Bettor filling in for a Darce parlay leg. So we got to come together, boys. Let's lace them up for a Darce parlay. I always start shadow boxing when the instrumentals come on. I just catch a vibe. All right, man. Jewish Bettor, guest leads off. You said you were going to talk about it earlier. Who's your leg for the parlay?
Yeah, I'm going to stick with my man, Mr. Plus, on the parlay bus, and I'm going to go with Luis Garuli. I think he's a guy that trains with guys like Corey Sanhagen. He's training with Brandon Royval, and these guys give him very high praise. They praise his jiu-jitsu. They praise his striking. I think he has ability wherever this fight goes. As I said, it could be a little greasy in the beginning, but I think he finds a way either way. These guys from Colorado, super tough. They have good cardio, and I think he's going to have them quitter vibes coming out real soon.
Oh boy, capitulate. Cardio equals chin, guys. When you have that high cardio, your brain just gets more oxygen. Those guys, it's not only they can push a pace, they can take shots too. Those are almost always married together. Mr. Plus, we're gonna have some debate on this one, but what's your leg here? Because it could work as a hedge. We'll get to it.
Listen, I'm sticking with my favorite fight of the night. I think this guy's going to absolutely work his opponent, and I'm sticking with Joe Anderson Brito. If you don't like it and you want to switch out Brito, listen, I loved Luke Boomay, but she's like a minus 3 million right now. So you can do what you want with that. I was going to pick Luke Boomay, but I'm going with my boy Joe Anderson Brito. I already told you guys why I think he gets it done. And I know you guys are potentially on the other side, so we'll see what happens.
Emmett, Cal's with you too. But Dar's podcast producer play. Brito round 1 or 2 is his play. So, by the way, Slick's giving plays in the chat here. We'll have a lot to say on that fight later on. But let's round out the parlay. We'll keep Brito in it. We ride as a team no matter what. We can diversify our portfolio. We can make profit no matter which way it plays out, right? But it's time to talk about the main event of the evening.
Jasmine Jasovizzi is here. Don't forget to tap into the Darce podcast.
The Darce choke is a submission executed.
That's not the right one. That's the intro. That's okay. We're running through it. We're stumbling. We're fumbling. We're bumbling. And we're getting through because I'm bringing my leg from the main event. Cal, should I wait for it? Should I wait for it? Just for vibes. Just for vibes' sake, we got to do it. Okay, vibes are done. I'm going with the main event of the evening as my leg. And I like Lerone the Miracle Murphy to close it out. This worked out really nicely for us with Brandon Moreno last week as the last leg. We were able to hedge on Ursag if you wanted, play it smart because I had a ton of shit with Moreno in it. So worked out for everyone. I like parlaying maybe the main events, especially main event favorite, so you can hedge that at the end. I like Murphy for a ton of reasons, though, guys, and I'm excited to hear what you think about it. We know Emmett is dog tough, 40-year-old featherweight veteran. He's been in there with some tough guys, but holy shit. I mean, 2022, he had 2 ACL surgeries. Something went wrong with the first one. They had to regraft his patella. Just tough stuff. He had stem cell procedures. The guy's broken his hand a couple times. He's dealt with vertigo. He's taken a lot of damage. And I know, he survived a 10-7 round against Ilya. He's been in some really memorable moments, but I feel like he's just on the wrong side of it right now. And he's one more beaten up away from retiring. So it's feeling like this could be a final paycheck for Emmett. Murphy, meanwhile, entering his prime, looking at the peak of his game. He's 15-0-1, and now he's beating guys like Barbosa, beat the crap out of Barbosa, and then got past Ige, who I would argue is an equally dangerous puncher to Emmett. We know Emmett's got the one-hitter quitter power, but Ige, a lot speedier, a lot quicker and pop in the pocket than Emmett just clobbering overhand right that he's looking for. So, I give it to Murphy, man. I think he's ready. I took Barboza as a dog against him, and he dog walked Barboza for most of that fight, and showed his 5-round cardio too. So I think Murphy's ready. I think he works Emmett in this one. I think Emmett says sayonara, and I think he's live to finish him too. All right, fellas. Jewish Bettor, what do you think of the main event? You think Murphy is live here to finish him, or do you think Emmett's the live dog?
It's hard because, I hate betting against. Can I curse?
Absolutely.
Oh, I hate betting against this bean-headed fuck, man. This guy, just Josh Emmett, he just finds a way. He finds a way to win these greasy fights like he did against Calvin Kattar, like he's done time and time again. And talk about his last fight, a guy fighting next week, he absolutely put Bryce Mitchell to sleep. They had to scrape that guy off the octagon, and I don't think he's been the same since, in all honesty. So, one of the things I always like to say with these older fighters is, the power it is the last thing to go, right? That's what they always say. And Josh Emmett still has the power, right? So I like the chat, saying the Emmett KO maybe as a sprinkle. But I agree with my guy Brasco. I think, this guy Lerone Murphy, he's the 50 Cent of London MMA. This guy got shot in the neck 3 times or whatever it was, came back. He's at the top. And I know what people are going to say. He's been dropped before, but I think Emmett's just starting to get past that threshold, that 40 years old. You see the gray in the beard. My man coming out here looking like Kratos. I think he could get the finish, and I got a greasy bet for you guys here. I bet it a few days ago at some crazy numbers, but on FanDuel, Round 3 submission is not plus 9,000. Round 4 submissions plus 10,000, and round 5 submissions plus 11,000 for Lerone Murphy. He was trying to lock up the Darce against Josh Kulabau, and I think Emmett got subbed 2 fights ago. So if you're giving me 90 to 1, 100 to 1, and 111, 10 to 1, it don't take much for me, right? So give me my guy Lerone Murphy to get the club and sub, maybe even the Darce.
Wow. Shout out Darce. I mean, that would be incredible. 11 to 1 sprinkle on that. Like, dude, he does have chokes. He does have them on, and you're right. Yair Rodriguez triangle choked Emmett, I believe. So it's possible.
He went for some on Tukagov too. So, it's not like it's his main path to victory. It's most likely a decision. But if Emmett's really past the line at this point and he hurts him, I could see him locking up that Darce, dude. And man, it's just the numbers are a bit crazy for me is all.
Murphy sub would be wild. Plus, what do you think about the main event?
Holy shit, I am fucking drunk. And I'm going to tell you guys right now, I am confused with this fight. I don't know what to do. I like Lerone Murphy, but I also think that Emmett isn't done yet. So I feel like Emmett could sleep him, man. If Emmett lands that blow, it could be lights out. If Lerone Murphy uses the same fight IQ and he's used in the last however many UFC fights and looked beautiful, yeah, he'll get the job done. But Jesus, man, I am drunk.
Hey, man, I agree that he could. He does have the detonator in his hand. I just think I'm not betting on him finding that detonator shot. I would argue also the way that Bryce Mitchell takes punches and also looked, bad in that fight considering, but is way different than the way Murphy takes punches. He took a lot of shots from Ige. I see Slick bringing that up in the chat here. I think it just proved to me he's tough, man. He can go, and I don't see Emmett catching him with the shot. But hey, man, if he does, I'll be eating my words. All right, there's your Darce parlay plus 158. But we got to talk about some of our favorite plus money on the card. It's time to let him out the cage for the dogs of the week. All right, man. I'm going to start with with Jewish Bettor because we've had some debate on this one, the Brito Sabatini fight. You like the plus side. I'm interested in it too. What's your take on Pat Sabatini?
Yeah, man. Why do we have Josiane Nunes on the screen there, man? That was kind of scary for a second.
Oh my
dude.
God, he's bringing back the old joke. Only the real OGs know that one.
Real dogs.
So this is an interesting one, man, because I do think Pat Sabatini could get chin here early on, but he's just one of the best grapplers, I think, in that MMA. I think he's one of the best grapplers at 145. I like these Marquez MMA guys. We saw Sean Brady just rinse Leon Edwards a few weeks ago, and I know this isn't Sean Brady necessarily, but we've seen Brito taken down by guys like Algio, taken down by guys like Pierce. And look what happened to Pierce when he fought Pat Sabatini. Insta sub. So there's levels to it on the mat. You try to play footsies with this guy. He ain't no Weston Wilson. I'll tell you that much. He'll hook you. Ask Josh Emmers. It will happen. So, even if he rocks him, you can't go to the ground with this guy. I could see him even trying to maybe jump a guillotine. Brito likes those guillotines. Pat could maybe even get out of it past the half guard. And I think, if you're worried about what side you want to take here, because I think, Brito obviously is the better striker and has a chance to knock him out. Unless you're worried about Brito or Sabatini winning a decision, maybe just take the fight doesn't go the distance and call it at that, like our guy in the comments says, Cal.
There you go. So the case for Sabatini, I kind of totally agree on that side. Plus, Brito might knock him the fuck out cold. Sabatini's striking has just never really been there. So, it's there for show. It's there to just be competitive until he can tangle up and get the fight on his terms. But I agree with him, man. He's straight up one of the best grapplers in the game. And Brito was getting ragdolled by Jonathan Pierce until Pierce got mad cocky and he was talking that shit. And he was like, "What's up, boy? What's up?" And then he got reversed and ninja choked and he was gargling. And then Brito was like, "What's up?" So that happened. But before that, there's been guys that, William Gomis just kind of tangled up with him to an ugly split. I would argue that he lost that split, but nonetheless, we've seen him competitive with lesser grapplers. So if he does end up on bottom, I'll feel good. If he doesn't and it stays on the feet, I'll feel horrible. So yeah, I'll probably only play half a unit. And then I got the Darce parlay, which I'm riding. I got plus money on both sides. So I feel like I'm a winner either way. That's good vibes plus, right?
Yeah, good vibes. Good vibes. Braga just won by sub. That was fucking lit. let's move on to my dog, right? Are we cool with that? Can we go
Fire away, my boy.
I don't want to talk about the fight that you already know my side on that.
It's over.
Whatever happens, happens. If y'all are right, tell me I told you so. When fucking Brito knocks him the fuck out and cashes the plus bus, we're all going to be doing this in the comments.
I'm going to feel like a Sabatini batter.
let me go with my dog of the week. And me and Brasco both have the same dog, so we picked. I'm going with Davy Grant, the Englishman. Listen, I like Willie Cat. I'm a huge Willie Cat fan. Willie Cat, when he was fighting all the time, was one of my more exciting, fun fighters. But no, you know who fucking comes at you full speed, nonstop aggressive, in your face, will not stop striking? Davy Grant. Give me Davy Grant, more aggressive, more output, more strikes, plus money all fucking day against a guy who hasn't fought in a year and however long. I'm taking Davy Grant every day of the week. I don't care how old he is. Until he's 45, I'm taking Davy Grant.
Davy still in the Navy. Grant, I kept the salute up because we saw on the screen it was going to be the Slick Report this week. You gotta love it. And I also love Davy Grant as a dog, Jewish Bettor. I mean, I'm with him. I think he moves forward, and if he can stay safe and avoid a spinning heel kick or something wild from the Daniel Santos shoot the box Diego Lima guy, he's explosive. He's dangerous. He's got knees. He's got flying attacks. If he can avoid the big shot, he's the moment winner. He can outscore him, I think. So it's about staying defensively sound. Davey can do that, man. He doesn't fight like an old man. He still brings the athleticism and speed and reflexes. So I think he's got this too. I think he can win a decision. What are your thoughts on this fight?
Yeah, I think this is going to be a close one, fellas. Honestly, I think like dangerous Davy Grant, he's shown that he can fight versus the best level of competition. Remember, he knocked out Jonathan Martinez back in the day. That was a huge knockout, showed some power. Maybe you could say Martinez a bit chinny, but still, nonetheless, high-level win. And his losses aren't the worst in the world. Like, he went split decision with Adrian Yanez back in the day. Great boxer, and that was a really good fight. Yep. I think it was really thin margin. What was the other one? Cheeto Vera, which a lot of people say was another really close fight. I know it was a unanimous decision for Cheeto, but not a terrible look, because back in the day, Cheeto, I know he's been on a little bit of a downswing lately, but still nonetheless a monster. And then you could say, oh, maybe his wins aren't the best, but he's finishing guys. He finished Luis Smolka. He finished Rafael Assunção. Daniel Marcos, another split decision, and that was recent. So now we're talking about recent fights now. And I think Marcos is a really good fighter. And then he even came out with a win in his last fight against Tavares. So, Daniel Santos, I think he's really good. That knockout against Castaneda was money. Like a flying knee, just annihilates him. But then you beat Johnny Munoz Jr., and he had to go to decision with him. No finish. I don't think he's that good of a fighter. And Julio Arce, I give him some credit, but it's not like a win that I can give him 100% a pass on. I still think Davey can keep this close. So you're giving me the dog money on him. I got to go with dangerous Davey Grant here. And I think he gets it done by split decision. I'll take this fight to end by split decision. And I think that Davey Grant wins by split decision. That's my call this week.
I love that, because I was going to say he did not lose that Marcos fight. I mean, he lost the split on the judges' scorecard. I had Marcos, and I was like, how did I win? Marcos was so inactive in that fight. He barely threw. He did not deserve to win that fight. Grant, it was pretty uneventful, but Grant did more. I didn't know how he lost it. And I also felt he beat Yanez. So he's 3-2 in his last 5. He lost 2 splits that I felt he deserved to win. He could be 5-0. Meanwhile, Santos is the favorite. What? Because he got a perfect knee knockout. You don't get those every fight against a lesser guy. So let's go, plus. Let's go.
L'chaim and cheers to the Jewish. That was a great breakdown.
Fantastic.
Matzah for everybody.
Oy vey.
He said oy vey.
This show is a vibe, man. I see you guys. That Sunso fight was wild, says Jameson. It was. His finish at the end, the inverted triangle, that shit was nuts. But shows Davey's got the moves wherever the fight goes. Gippers likes it. Grant decision, plus 230. I like it. And Jewish Bettor liking the split. All right, my dog, because I was also really digging plus his dog, Davey Grant. Vanessa Demopoulos. I'm going with my Greek sister here. Why is she the slight dog? She's sort of pick'ems now, but a little slightly the underdog. I just don't really get it. Like, she's got a crazy experience advantage in this spot against Talita Alankar, who's 5-1-1 in her pro MMA career. All of her fights are in grappling bouts. So you add in punches and sort of grittiness, and I think Demopoulos is made for this fight. Alencar also 2 recent fights against Stephanie Luciano, the same fighter who's a striker. So it's a way different matchup now. I know she gets someone that will be willing to grapple with her, but we've seen Demopoulos jump into Joe Rogan's arms and just kind of be a lovable prelims dog, right? So I feel like this is a veteran spot for Demopoulos. Just stay busier, be grittier, get more ooh-ahs and roars from the crowd, just be a fan favorite and edge it out with that, if maybe even a robbery, who knows? What do you think, Plus? You like Demopoulos too, right?
Yeah, Demopoulos from Metropolis. Demopoulos, baby. We're taking her. It's non-stopping us. Yo, listen, Alan Carr from the fucking Contender Series, had a split decision and another fight. I'm not digging it. She ain't nobody. We're taking Demopoulos. This is an easy one, bro. I'm gonna put her in parlays. This could have been on the bus. This is a fucking parlay piece, bro. This is gonna be easy. You said 5-1-1. She's also 5-1. How are you gonna be smaller than Demopoulos? You're beat. You're fucked. This girl looks like a fucking brick shit house. She's gonna take you down. She's gonna control you. She's gonna do whatever she wants. And guess what's been way better by Demopoulos? Metropolis. Her fucking striking been amazing. I love to see it. I've been betting on her. I've won on Demopoulos 4 or 5 fights, and 3 of them were split decisions. So it was like, holy shit, we're sweating this out. If it goes to decision, it's automatic. We win.
She gets the nod. She just gets it, man. Demopoulos from the Metropolis, ain't no stopping us. Bar of the night. Jewish Bettor, what do you think of Vanessa here? You think she gets it done?
I think it's possible. Talita Alencar, her upside is that she's this really good grappler, right? But to me, man, I just don't see it in MMA. I think she's a good grappler in jiu-jitsu, but this is a different sport. And maybe I guess the knock on Demopoulos is that her takedown defense is bad, but I just think Alencar is bad in general. Who's her UFC win? It's she didn't even beat. She's got a draw and a loss. She got mopped in the second fight with Luciano, who we saw get exposed in the grappling against Sam Hughes, who almost submitted her. Sam Hughes came closer to finishing this girl than Alencar did, which says a lot because you're supposed to be this dangerous finisher on the ground, and I don't see it. And I think this is going to be another split decision. I'm riding with Plus here on this one, bro. Wait, is it you, Brasco? I'm riding with you, Brasco. I'm riding with everybody.
So it's safe to say you like the opposite of something. Whoever's name rhymes with Metropolis is who you like.
Yeah, that's it.
Facts.
We're all riding with the dogs. We all like Grant, Slick Report. We all like Demopoulos. And no, not Sabatini. I like Sabatini, the producer Cal and Mr. Plus on the other side. But hey, man, you got a good debate out of it. You got some good knowledge on that fight. Finally, guys, we got to close the show out. Only some of the fights we haven't talked about, only a few of them left on the honorable mentions. Let's see, tick tock, tick.
Okay.
That doesn't matter. All right, here we go. Fights that we haven't talked about. Yeah, we don't have it. Starting with this one I'm interested in. Victor Henry versus Pedro Falcao. Henry minus 220, Falcao plus 180. Yo, I kind of like Falcao in this spot, and Jewish Bettor and I were talking about it. He's a Nova União guy. He trains with Jose Aldo. That's a good-ass gym. Yes, he did not win his debut. It was Contender Series against Victor Hugo. Hugo's good, man. He's 25-5. He's a very skilled grappler. He got an early takedown. He was in on 4 days' notice, and Hugo threw up like an omoplata to sweep and get out of it. So that was some nasty work. But even though Falcao got outclassed and largely, lost the fight, he just showed me he's got a motor. He's got grit about him. He's never going to stop trying those relentless takedowns. And I feel like he could just make the fight dirty here. I know Henry's definitely the more skilled striker, but I think Falcao's live. Just make it ugly. Maybe a split for him. Plus, you think Henry pieces him or you think Falcao can get this? Oh, he's muted.
I am not sold on this fight. I didn't look it up enough. I don't know who to take. I kind of like Henry. I don't know who to bet. I'm gonna pass on this one.
It is a greasy fight. I want it to be greasy because that's a Falcao fight for me, Jewish Bettor. What are your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I kind of agree with Plus on you don't have to bet every single fight on the card, right? This is one of those ones. I think the line's probably right. I think Henry probably wins at a good clip. I think he's overall a better fighter. But if he's washed and he's past this point and this guy Falcao is hungry for a win, we know his jiu-jitsu is high level. And if you're getting subbed by a guillotine from side control, what was that? He submitted. Charles Jourdain must have the craziest squeeze ever because he submitted him with a guillotine from side control. So if that's possible, and you're telling me Falcao gets on top, which I think he will, because Jordan was hitting him with some foot sweeps. I think he will. I think he's live for the sub. But overall, I do think Victor Henry probably wins. I would line him like a -150 favorite here. I think he wins this fight probably 60% of the time. And I think Falcao at the sub could possibly get the sub here. But other than that, I don't trust him. He hasn't shown me anything to trust him. And I know his last fight was on short notice, but he could just slow down here anyway.
Fair enough. Fair enough. He hasn't shown much. I'm taking a flyer on him that maybe he's got that grit and motor that I saw in him on 4 days. Maybe he can put out a better performance. Slick likes Victor Henry here, and I can totally see why. If it doesn't come through, I won't be mad. Maybe a half-unit shot. All right, guys, another fight that we got to talk about. Loma Lukbumi, like Mr. Plus said, minus freaking 700 versus Stella Nunes, plus 500. I'm not going to wager this, but Loma's a good fighter, man. I like her overall game. This is a matchup that she should win, but, I mean, no chance I'm betting her -7. Jewish Bettor, what are your thoughts on this one? How do you bet it, if at all?
I guess it would have, for me, I know this sounds crazy, but what's the line? I think it would have to be a dog or pass.
Yeah, Nunes plus 500. I mean, I get it if you take that.
Because, she's got a good 3-2. She knows how to strike. If this is just a striking matchup, I don't think she gets as tired as if Loma introduces the grappling. She's going to have to be careful throwing kicks, though, because Loma really good at catching those kicks, countering with those kicks. She's just dangerous overall. I love her Muay Thai in the clinch, the way she even gets these trips. But she can be reversed on the ground, and, maybe Nunes just hasn't been able to show her best ability in the octagon yet. She's fighting for her job here, and, she's training at America Top Team, so maybe they gave her some steroids, some cardio since the last loss, and it was an injury loss as well. So, I don't think she wins the fight, but at this point, I can't bet Loma. It's women's MMA, and if she's just bleeding from the wrong spot, she might have her period and lose the fight somehow. One judge just gives it to the wrong person.
Stay away. Hard stay away. Stay away. All right, fight that I did zero amount of research on, so I need your guys' take. Plus, Reese McKee, plus 130 versus Daniel Frunze. Any thoughts at all on this fight? Because I really have none, to be honest.
No, zero thoughts at all on this fight. However, I am going 5 big boom, 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 booms on Loma Lukbumi. Like I'm fucking AJ and his dad. Give me a double chunk chocolate cookie for Loka Lukbumi by leg kick victory knockout. That's how she's gonna win, by leg kick. She's gonna kick the fuck out of her legs. That is exactly how she wins. On the next fight, absolutely no thoughts. Reese is or Reese Rice, whatever the fuck it, I'm gonna eat Reese's. I'm gonna eat rice. Nothing that says anything about this guy makes me want to bet on him. However, he's more rangier, he's lengthier. It's gonna be he's gonna be hungry for his first UFC win. 0-4, fucking absolute can. If he doesn't win this, he's out of the UFC. So he needs to win. I think he can get the job done. I don't even Frunze, fuck that, bro. He likes to get punched in the face.
Bro, you had thoughts on it. You ended up having thoughts on it. You gave it 5.
Minor thoughts. I'm drunk. I can't. No.
I fucking hate those guys. I'm like, is he abusing this kid? I just saw a bit where they had to redo the take like 40 times, and he was like, "No, let me do that one. No, wait, say it like this." This guy scares me. Those guys, that killed me right there, yo.
Boom.
The big chocolate cookie. Yeah. Jewish Bettor brings some sanity to this fight. McKee or Frunze?
I don't think you take fucking either of them. I think you either don't bet this fight at all, or you take the violence. You just say that Frunze is going to try and finish him. He's a pressure fighter. McKee sucks, but he's a punching bag that if he lasts late, he can come on later in fights. He had Lusa on death's door and a few other guys on death's door, and he's been finished before, so I'll take the unders in this fight. Give me some violence, bro.
Ooh, I like it. Yo, Plus said he's fighting for his job, so maybe he's got to go out there and prove something. I like unders then. I like that angle. Final fight of the night, and this one's interesting. Brad Tavares taking on Gerald Mearshark, GM3. It's the final one we have to discuss. And GM3 plus 180 dog. Tavares minus 220 favorite. Is the sub live? Can he get tricky with it? Can he get Tavares to the ground, who has great takedown defense, and maybe throw up a tricky, crafty GM3 sub? I don't know. I mean, I don't want to take Tavares, Mr. Plus. I'll say that much.
Yeah, no, I'm taking the GM3 plus money. Listen, man, if he gets taken down, which I feel like he'll let Tavares take him down almost, It could be a wrap. It could be wrap skis. Tavares is a guy who's got muscles on him. He could potentially gas out in the second, late second, early third. GM3 is a guy who gets stronger as the fight goes. Give me GM3 plus money. I don't like this fight at all. That's why it's an honorable mention, and I'm not actually probably going to bet it. But if I am going to bet it, it's going to be on GM3 by the obvious way, which is submission.
Yeah, if you're going to play GM3, you might as well play the sub. He could win a decision. I don't want to bet it, but I think Tavares could just circle on the outside, land his jab, land low kicks, and win a decision. He's tough. He's good takedown defense. Jewish Bettor, what do you think of this fight? How do you see it playing?
I like Tavares here. I think he's going to stuff the takedowns, but you never know with GM3. He just finds a way to win. I always bet against this guy, and I wind up losing my shekels because GM3 is just the son of a bitch. So, yeah, I'm good, man. I'm not going to bet on this fight, man.
Paskies for the crew. All right, guys, we did the damn thing. We got the Matza money play of the week. We love it. The Barbosa Belvita under 2.5. Coming through Jewish Bettor on the show this week. Yo, you running your podcast still? Where can the people find you?
Yeah, bro, I'm going to be doing another show next week. I'll have a guest on. Make sure you guys come follow me on, MMA Jewish Bettor on all social media. I have my YouTube as well, Jewish Bettor. So I appreciate you guys having me on. Appreciate you, Mr. Plus. You bring some entertaining takes to the fights. You're always passionate and a big fan of the show. YouTube Brasco as well. On fire as well. My guy Slick, he's not here right now, but on fire. And Cal with the freaking animations, absolutely killing it. So if you guys aren't already following the Darts podcast, why are you even here?
God damn.
At the end of the day, we're just here.
Promo. Dude, I thought me and you were going to argue a lot more on the show. I'm not going to lie, but the fact that you just came with the beautiful, positive energy and on your takes, it was special. It was a good one. I'm actually really happy with the show.
My guy.
Look at that, bro. We spread love. Fighting is violent, but it's also camaraderie. It's also love, right? You see at the end of the fights, these guys beat the crap out of each other, try to kill each other, and then they embrace. And it's just like, we did that, man. We tried to kill each other. We lived. I love you. It's fighting, man. It's art. It's art, man. It's art. All right, guys.
Let's go.
That was the Darts podcast. What's up?
Do you want to give out our two-leg method parlay before we head out?
No, we didn't make it, but we've been doing this long shot method of victory parlay. We hit one of them, a 21-1, so we're trying to crack it back. I don't have my leg yet. Do you like anything for a method?
Yeah, I was thinking, don't you like didn't you seem really heavy on the Barbosa KO?
Oh, yeah. Let's do that. Deani Barbosa KO plus 650. That's my leg.
All right, that's fair. I think you could get a better number if you look on FanDuel too.
Okay.
For me, I'm gonna take what's Garuli inside the distance. I think he gets it done in round 2 or 3.
Fold Gurul inside the distance plus 115. I'll probably put a half a unit on that straight.
What's the round 2 or 3? I think he gets it done in 2-3.
2-3. Do I have?
Can we do that?
Let me see. I don't have 2-3 available yet.
Okay.
My New York props suck, man. They limit me on so many things.
Let me see. I got
I gotta go. We're 2 minutes over. I love you guys. That was the best show in the last little bit.
I will go.
I can't wait to see you next week. And I love you guys.
Yeah, you're the man, Mr. Plus. Let's get out of here. Jewish Bettor. We'll give it to the people on social media. You got to follow us there if you want to play. I'll see you guys later. Great episode. Great week. Good luck if you're tailing. Peace out.
What do you think?
Jasmine Jazovici is here. Don't forget to tap into the Darts podcast.
The Darce choke is a submission executed from the front headlock position. It involves encircling the opponent's neck with the crook of one's arm, while the other arm wraps around the opponent's arm, applying pressure, leading to a tap or unconsciousness.
Tap into the Darts podcast.